if you didn't do anything with it, were you here the catch?
Because you're going to be looking for opportunities.
Exactly.
I know.
Because that's the whole point, right? This is all about wealth transfer. So you look at how does that happen, and then you put yourself in a position that's the same kind of position as those that are up at the top, the elite, that actually have the ability to engineer a lot of this shift, right? So yes, they're accumulating a lot of gold, but when everything implodes, now they have something that holds its purchasing power, and they can go in and pick up bargains.
Yeah,
right
for sure.
now, gold and silver are ridiculous bargains. Thank you very much. So I just keep accumulating. But there's going to come a time when all of this fiat, and that's what the reset is about, the hyperinflation and the reset. There will come a time when all of this fiat money inflation is burned out of these income producing assets. And frankly, I intend to take advantage of it.
Right. A lot of people, though, will not be as sophisticated as you.
Well, if they watch this, they will.
Right. But I'm just saying,
and if
on
they're
that
working
side,
with us,
then they won't know. And holding it through the whole thing is not necessarily, you're going to miss some opportunity to buy some things undervalued.
But you're going to hold your wealth.
But you're going to hold your wealth through the whole reset. You might not, if you're not sophisticated and you can't figure out, where do I need to go buy this stuff and how do I do it? You're not going to be worse off by holding the gold. No,
you're going to be still much better off.
Right.
But that is what our strategy is all about. That is what our education is all about. And we do want everybody to be able to make those educated choices. And I will say this just on that topic a little bit more, where I had figured based upon previous cycles that I would go to a certain level after everything, so then convert a chunk, like you were talking about, converting a chunk of gold into the new currency. Because of the direction that I see them taking us in, I will not be converting as much gold after the reset into the new currency as I had originally anticipated.
Yeah, well, it would seem like, too, you would want to just unfold, you're more nimble with the gold anyways, right?
Exactly.
Most likely, don't you think they're going to get us into another system where it just erodes over time anyways?
Exactly.
Okay. So, let's see. Armored gaming. My question is, how do I live and profit? I think you double wrote something here. My question is, how do I live and profit of this? Carl, try to edit that one for me, and I'll go on to a different question.
Okay. Although I think I know what he's trying to ask.
That's a funny question, Johnny Third. Let me see.
Oh.
Okay, so Irfan Alam, why is palladium doing so good? Any thoughts? You probably don't pay attention to it.
I don't really pay, right, it's an industrial metal, so I'm not sure about that. Because I don't really pay much
Defiant Patriot asks, which is better for common folk, gold or silver? Also, is junk silver a good asset to hold?
Well, I think everybody needs both. I personally, yes, I definitely do have lots of junk silver. But, for me, silver is about day-to-day barterability. And the junk silver gives me the ability to hold it in little teeny pieces so that when I go in to buy something, I'm able to bring in and pay for it with as much as I need and not more, because change becomes irrelevant. But gold is really more about holding your wealth intact. So I think that there needs to be some kind of balance with both. And it depends on your circumstance, your goals, and what you have to work with.
You got to have the right tool for the job.
Right.
Okay, I think I know what Armored Gaming was saying. My question is, how do I live and profit off this, knowing that many people are going to suffer after the collapse? I struggle with this moral dilemma, but I need to know it. But I know I need to know it.
Okay. So kind of like when you go on an airplane and they tell you that if there's a crisis, you put the mask on you first and you breathe, then you can help others. And this is exactly the same thing. If you accumulate, then you are in a position, I'm getting goosebumps, to help others. For me personally, that's a big deal for me. And that's why I've turned my property into an urban farm so I can help feed a lot of people, and I know some people laugh at me with how much money and effort, fiat money though, but money and effort that I've put into this. But that's the whole point for me. That's a big part of the point of accumulating both gold and silver, is to actually give you the ability to help others. And even though I've had people say in the past, because anybody that's been paying attention and tried to talk to their family or their neighbors or their friends, and they've gotten completely tuned out, or, oh, you're crazy, or what have you. I've had people say, well, if they just don't agree with that, then let them deal with it. Well, I don't personally feel like that. I feel like our job is to really share the gifts and the talents that we've been given, and being prepared for this next crisis. I just think it's really important that people get into a position to help themselves so they can actually help others. If it's just the elites, look at Argentina, look at Venezuela, look at many places, that people die. There's a tremendous amount of depopulation that happens. If you are in a better position fiscally, with food, with all of these things, then you can help more people. There's no more moral dilemma there for me. It's pretty clear. Sorry, you can see that's kind of like a big deal.
Yeah,
for
and
me.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Right.
Get yourself. He has a moral dilemma with it. Well, if you think about it from the perspective of, if I get prepared, maybe there's a chance I'll be able to help others too.
Exactly. I imagine, frankly, that I'm going to have a lot of people staying with me. They're all going to be working on the farm. But, I went from a little 2-bedroom condo to a big house because I can help more people that way. So we can do this. We have to come together to do this. It's a community.
All right, so Joyce prays, do we know in 1929 when the supposed inversion occurred? Do we know? Do you know?
Let me think about this for a minute.
The yield curve, right?
Yeah, that's what you would be talking about. I don't.
You'd have to go back and look.
I'd have to go back
That's
and look.
why I didn't ask the whole question.
Right.
I figured you'd have to look at
Yeah.
it.
But I can tell you that they pushed interest rates down to 0. They did, that was the first time that they
you've been
experimented
saying they've
with
been
that.
raising them just to get them back down anyways.
Exactly. And that's a big part of the problem, which I'm going to talk about more tomorrow.
All right. Well, that's it for the questions.
With the Brexit and all of that. So, yes. Okay. Good. Now, I'm excited because we've got Hamza from Turkey that I'm going to be interviewing.
Did he interview you? Was that the gentleman who interviewed you?
He did. Okay. He did. And so I took that opportunity to ask if because Turkey, of course, is in a lot of financial turmoil. So this is a current boots on the ground. So if you have any questions, and I did some things, we should probably post the work that I did on Turkey, and I should probably also maybe do just a little update before. But send in your questions, and I'll be asking them. I think that is on, that's on the 18th, but I'm not sure that we're going to post it then. But that's like the deadline on that. And then tomorrow, I am going to talk more. Tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about the EU, their financial stability report, the impact of Italy and Brexit, and lots of good stuff. I have to tell you, I know this sounds crazy, but I've been completely enjoying reading all of these financial stability reports. I wonder if they actually ever read all of the words that they write. It's really, really interesting. But you're going to see that. And of course, I'm also excited. I'm not going to be able to talk about this tomorrow because I only have 5 slides. But we now issue our own financial stability report, which I read this morning. Really interesting. So
we. Who's we?
Oh, the U.S.
Okay.
The U.S. did their inaugural one. Very
They
interesting.
didn't do that before?
Apparently not. They said this was the inaugural one.
Inaugural.
Thank you. Having a hard time. I'm really excited with what's going on in the market.
I love how much passion you bring to these things that, there's not tons of people anyway that have that same passion for getting this information, delivering it to the people. I think it's really cool.
Well, you know why, right? Because I cannot stand it when people are lied to.
Mm-hmm.
And how many times can you be lied to when you do not know the truth? So I'm going to ferret out that truth, and I'm going to give it to you. You disagree with me? Rock and roll hoochie coo. I don't have a problem with that. But it makes me so angry because they talk out of two sides of their mouth. They tell you when they think you're looking, they tell you one thing, how wonderful everything is. And then you read these reports and they'll say, well, everything is really strong, except this. Oh my God. So, tune into the one tomorrow. It's really powerful. I have really been I found a lot of stuff. So it's going to take me a few weeks to get all of this stuff out, but be staying tuned. It's my Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate present.
All right.
Okay.
Perfect.
So, and then next week I have X22. And Dave is always a good interview. He asks really great questions, and sometimes we debate, and that's really fun too. It's just as fun when we don't necessarily see exactly with anybody, eye to eye. That it gives
I'm sure
you a
the
different
viewers like it better too.
Exactly. I can look at the data, I can give you my opinion, and that's what everybody does. Then it's your job to take all of this information, verify what you need to verify. That's why I like to put the links on there, and then draw your own conclusions. But for me, with what just happened yesterday, which we've been waiting for, I'm getting goosebumps again. This is not good, and we're seeing this all around the world. And how in the world, with a global slowdown, are we going to be able to pay this massive accumulation of debts that's been built up? And it isn't just that they have to pay the debts, all of the securitization, all of the risk transfer. Wait till you see this risk transfer tomorrow. Wait until you see all of this bail-in stuff. Wait until you see that. Yeah, I'm getting goosebumps again. So, yeah, that's my job. This is what I was put on this planet to do. This is what I was trained to do. And this is what I'm doing. And that is a gift. I appreciate it a lot. And my job is to share it.
Awesome.
So that's what I do.
Well, on that note, we'll see you tomorrow.
Indeed. So until then, keep in mind that shields are made of metal, not paper or promises. And please be safe out there. Bye-bye.